Hello, Juanpa. How are you? Paris. Good to see you, dear. Juanpa, male, 23, Costa Rica. Paris says, hi, Marin. Paris, 30 years old, female, Los Angeles. Welcome. What are you doing up so late? This is geared for mostly Middle Eastern countries and Singapore, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia. That's a time for them, I guess. But you're welcome, of course. And Paris says, where can I find your counseling schedule? I want to look at what's available before I make payment. All right. When you go on the site and you make a payment, you would then have an option of choosing any day of the week other than Saturday or Sunday or Friday, which can also manually be arranged between us. And then a time frame would be from I think 11 a.m. to 3 and then 7 to 11, something like that. You'll have options, which when you choose them, that's not written in stone. You will just send me 3 choices, and then I will look at the schedule here from my end, because there are things I do other than it might be at a certain time and day, which is not necessarily I might have it open for consultation, but I could be engaged with some other things here in town. So then once the notification comes to me, your Skype also comes to me, which I will connect with you, and on Skype together, or email, but mostly on Skype, by texting, we will finalize the date that works for you, the hour that works for you, and also works for me. So the appointment time is not set when you pay. It just gives me an option to know which days you choose, like 3 days, and which hours, the morning time, like early afternoon or late afternoon. Then based on those choices, I choose one, and then I confirm it with you on Skype to see if that what I have chosen works for you or not, which we will then modify it until we come to something that works for both of us. So it's not that it doesn't show what's available in a way. Paris says, thank you for your content. Keeps me sane during this 7 months journey of healing after. Oh yes, yes, of course. That's a big deal. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it when you get a chance. And remember, guys, until further notice, rather, I should say, until my new site will be operational, which would be any day, maybe a few days or a week, maybe maximum, because it's already only a few things that I wanted my programmer to twig it. Until then, any 1 hour consultation Skype appointments, I will double it to 2 hours. So that would be a bonus for the people who are on the fence. So we get that out of the way, and that kind of lights up my load, because I know when the new site comes in, there are going to be more advertisement going out with people to publicize the site and all that. So you have time to take advantage of that sort of offering. Hello, Majid. Good to see you, dear. Juanpa says, male, 23, Costa Rica. Mehran, when I talk to a girl in a romantical way, romantical, I am always worried if the girl is having a good time with me. Yes, of course. Like if it was all my responsibility. Why is that? Why is that? Do we men have to be responsible for the girl's entertainment, or how not to worry that much? Excellent question. I need to have sympathy because I have to be very careful how I address this. Okay. The roots of the matter is that women are very important and desirable for heterosexual male. And you being one, obviously like any other man, you're overexcited about the possibility of intimacy. And that is in your genes. That has nothing to do with the girl having done anything specific to worry about if you'd be interested in her or not. As far as you've asked her on a date, that means you're interested. So she relaxed. She knows that she doesn't have to do anything. Just by her showing up, that excites you. And it's a privilege you will consider, which is true. And then your gene kicks in, your hormones kicks in, and you are beside yourself to make sure this will go right. Meaning she would be pleased with the plan that you had, and she will give you the vote of approval by, giving you a second date, or something wonderful would happen that would keeps you in the play. So you're constantly thinking about that. In other words, you're not with the now. You're not with the moment. You're thinking about the future. You're thinking about, I am this now, I want to be that. Meaning, I'm the guy with no girlfriend, no intimacy, and I want to be the guy who would be in a relationship with her. So again, your worry is about being this, wanting to be that, wanting to be more, wanting to be something that would somehow bring about a different quality of life. And mostly we are convinced of that we have done a good job when we have that kind of a relationship. We feel like, okay, we measure up, because in her eyes I measure up, and all what is important to us is what a woman thinks of us. And so on that basis you're not focusing on the time that you're spending with her, to getting to know her, to letting her get to know you, to be the wonderful self of yours. What is it? You're being the wonderful you. Instead, you're just trying to think, how should I be so she would like it? In other words, you're no longer you. You're just trying to find out what is it that would make her approve you. Which together it means you're not with the moment. You are either comparing yourself with some character that you saw in a movie, or somehow you're comparing yourself with what you are now and what you can be, possibly the possibility of what you can be in the future in relation to her. And therefore you lose the whole ability that you have to be a wonderful person and give her a great time, and be cordial, respectful, and at the same time a gentleman, and at the same time present a good atmosphere, have fun together, and consider the fact that you also should enjoy it. Just as you're worried about she's judging you this way or that way, you also should open your eyes and see what is it that you're really wishing for so much. Because there's an overlap between your sexual needs for intimacy and relationship with a woman, which has nothing to do with who she is. and the fact that who she is should also come to your to become clear for you. And these two are different. What you're interested, according to your genes and programming, is intimacy with her, which means the fact that she's a female and her looks, aesthetics, and physical appearance, and the sexuality. That is what you're focusing on, instead of also focusing on who she is, because who she is has nothing to do with how you feel about her. Who she is in her consciousness. What are her conditionings? Where was she raised? What was she exposed to? What's her beliefs? What's her, I don't know, culture, nationality, customs, religions, taboos, dogmas, conditioning she's received, values, based on what she's been exposed to, learning, studies, whatever it is that makes her who she is, that's in her consciousness. That's nowhere on her body. But you're solely focused on her body because that's what your hormones and program is set up to focus. For, you know, we're all programmed for procreation. The heterosexual male, they're programmed for procreation. So that's where your attention is. But you need to take a little bit of a break from that, or at least be able to focus on who she is that you're having a date with. So as you wish to be considered by her as who you are and how good or bad you are, you also should you know, consider who she is. And if you have things in common with her, if she measures up, meets your standards or not, these are all also important. So if you can separate these two, then you'll relax, because then you'll say, okay, you're turned on by her, but she's really not your cup of tea, because you paid attention to see who she is, what is operating this beautiful body that you're infatuated with, you're interested in, and you're focused on. What is, who is operating this body? And that's in her consciousness. If you understand that, then you will have a balance to make a decision, enough information to make a decision. Otherwise, then you're just worried about if she's having fun rather than you also have fun. All right. S. Singh says, male, 28, California. So, hello, Mehran. What's your best strategy to avoid negative self-talk and change to positive mentality? Also, any advice, strategies to change from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset? Yeah. Well, in regards to negative self-talk, that's a big topic that I can go on for a while, but I just give you a little taste of it. The negative mind is there out of fear of not having what it is that you desire to have. The negative mind is also following a program that the mind has, which is to protect you. So it alerts you with all kinds of negative things that it can figure out around you or coming towards you, or possibly a consequence of something that could happen in the future. And when it can't find enough things, it makes up things, conjures up negative situations. And the fact that you really wish to have certain things to go well for you, the negative mind comes and attacks you exactly where you're actually wishing for things to go well for you. That's his job. Because we always doubt something that we like so much, something that we love so much about ourselves. That's where the negative thought attacks. And you have to understand that attack of the negative thoughts is just a thought. It has no credibility. Thought is not actuality. Thought is not truth. Thought is a reality. But thought is not truth. There's a difference between reality. It's reality because you just thought of it. It's happening. You're thinking. Therefore, it's reality. But it's not truth. So you don't have to believe your thoughts just because it appeared in a field where it is part of you, and therefore because it's in you, part of you, you're familiar with you, you trust yourself, you think you're credible, then you think the thought that has been created in your mind is also credible. It's not. Thought is stupid, has no intelligence there. It's a thought, it's accumulation of certain information in your memory, and randomly you could pick up things based on what you're most afraid of or what you really want to have. For example, if it's a wonderful day and you're just about to go on a date, you are afraid in case she calls and cancels. Or if you're afraid if it rains instead of being so sunny. You're afraid if something happens on the way when you're driving. All because you desire so much for something that you really like and you want it to go well. And the negative thought comes into mind and tries to protect you or alert you. And then you end up believing those thoughts, which really derails you. So that's just enough for you to ponder. Otherwise, it's got many different tangents that I can go on for a few hours, which I don't think we are here for that. Now, the other, by the way, guys, there are 12 of us here. If you're enjoying the talk, click on like, if you will, before you forget. And S. Singh also says, any advice, strategies to change from scarcity mindset to abundance? Yes, that is very simple. All you have to do is look outside of your window. If you see it's raining here, you know that from that rain, a drop of rain, it's not only one drop that is coming. It's millions and billions and billions and billions of drops is just coming. And not just today, if it finished raining today, it could come tomorrow or a week from now or every once in a while. And when it comes, so the rain is not just one event. It's happening so many times during the week or during the month or during the year. If you look at trees, a certain kind of tree, a cedar or maybe a evergreen or let's say apple tree, you will see there is not just one of it. There are millions and millions and millions of them all around your town or around the world. Anything that you find on this earth from nature, it's not just one. There is nothing that I can think of that is part of the nature and there's only one of it. A tree, a seed, a fruit tree, a berry, a human being, an animal. There's always abundance of it. That's the way of the nature. Because the nature was put together in order to sustain life and bring about nutrition and bring about opportunities, bring about life and stability for the whole earth, whatever is living on it. Animals, humans, plants. There is a community of it all. And that spills over, that extends to everything else that you might find the possibility in this life, such as relationships, such as food. The reason there is a shortage of food because these damn governments are not really, distributing it to everyone everywhere in the world. They're just playing the market, and that's a man-made problem, not nature's problem. Nature's way is being in an abundance way. That's the flow of the river. That's the flow of life. So anything else is part of this nature. Therefore, it's part of this flow. Therefore, it's abundance, not scarce. I hope that's, again, another piece for you to think about. But, of course, we can discuss that further. Jesse says good morning from here, Mehran. And Jesse, where is here? That's Denmark, is it? Am I right? Is it Denmark? Or is this Sweden? And remind me, Jesse, please, if you will, where is it that you're tuning in from? And your age, remember? You haven't been around here. What happened? Hope you're well. Emmanuel says, hello, Mehran. So nice to see you live. Male 26 Boston. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Good to see you as well. Of course, I don't see you guys, but I see your thumbnails here. There's a little picture here. Emmanuel says 1 of 4. Oh, we got a book. Guys, we got a book. We got a book. Let's hide. Let me just say hello to everyone before it gets too late. I'll be right back with you, Emmanuel. So I have Lil Jaden says, hi, Mehran, watching from Calgary, Canada. Oh, my goodness, Calgary. A countryman. And remember, our protocol is where you're tuning in from, which we know, if you're male or female, and how old you are. So F for female, M for male, whatever your gender is, and then age and where you're tuning from, which is Calgary. Wonderful to see a Canadian around. And we have now, of course, Muhammad. I'm excited to see what he has come up with for his country and neck of the wood. He usually calls it different things. And Muhammad says M in brackets alpha. Okay. 29 from the Arab side. Okay, yeah. That, all right, fine. That's side, Arab side. Did we have that before? Is that a repetition or not? Well, it's acceptable. And Muhammad says, Uncle Mehran, you cannot imagine how happy I am when you are streaming. Delighted to hear that, Muhammad. Wonderful for you to be here. I'm also that all of you, including yourself, had the time to join us. It is never the same without any one of you. And Muhammad says, what a refreshing personality. Okay, thank you. Well, I'm actually a little bit, maybe I forgot that I was kind of a little bit maybe in the very relaxed mode, because I had a good workout at the gym. And so I've had my dinner, and you know how you feel after the gym, kind of whoa, ready to just doze off. But I thought it'd be a good idea to spend an hour with you guys, and then perhaps I'll watch a movie or something, and then okay, now, and he says all the admiration, love and hugs. Well, thank you very much, Muhammad, and thank you for your love and kindness and kind words, and of course love from Canada to you and your countrymen as well over there. And thank you for joining us, for sure. And Picasso says 24 male India. Obviously at this time we will hit some friends from India because of the time difference. And he says she broke up with me for someone else 6 months ago, but now she's saying that she is confused. She wants to be with me, but because of the society and the negative talk, she can't. What should I do? Well, I just ask her, listen, what is it? Is this dish that you prepared for me, or is it going to remain in your hand? If it's for me, please put it in front of me. I will enjoy it and I will appreciate it. If it's not for me, why the hell are you showing it to me or saying, this is a good food, but I can't give it to you? What the hell is that? Make up your mind, then come to me. You left 6 months ago, might as well go continue your relationship with whoever you went with, Why are you coming back, number one? And if you're coming back, what are you coming back with this wishy-washy style? I'm here, but I can't be with you. So why are you here then? So ask her to make up her mind and stop this nonsense. If she wants to live for people's talk or whatever, she can. But she shouldn't get you all involved in her inability to make a decision. Jesse says, female, 23, Netherlands. I was right. Netherlands. I noticed the last few months I judge people more than I did before. And I hate that. I do this suddenly. Is it normal? How can I go back to be less judgmental? No, I don't believe that you should not be judgmental. Why shouldn't you be judgmental? Why? Are you supposed to be a doormat? Accept everything? Then what's the difference between that and a person who doesn't have a backbone? You're supposed to have certain taste for different things. We're all different human beings. You go to a restaurant, you order something different than your friends do. You want to wear a clothing, you choose a different color and different style. Why is it that suddenly when it comes to the most sophisticated and scrupulous entity, human beings, suddenly you want to be non-judgmental? Why? Why shouldn't you judge every single person's behavior to see if they measure up to be your friend or associate with them or not? You get up in the morning, you already make judgments. You need to make judgments. Don't you? Should I have tea or coffee? Should I have toast or egg? Should I have this or that? Should I wear this or that? Should I put this shoes on or the other? Should I go that place or first go to the other one? Should I take my car or walk? Or whatever else? They're all judgments that you must make in order to modify or bring a different kind of a flow to your satisfaction in your day. Why is it that you're supposed to be okay, not have a judgment if somebody's walking around right beside you or sitting beside you in a bus with no clothes? Is that okay? Oh, I'm not judgmental. Let him do whatever the shit he wants to do. That's not right. Or a behavior in the streets with people who are simply jeopardizing the freedom of other people on the excuse of freedom. Well, freedom is freedom until it's not jeopardizing the freedom of the next person. But if they want to do any damn thing that they want to do in the street, wear anything they want to do, sit anywhere they want to do, yell out whatever you want to do, which is going to be annoying other people, well, that's not freedom. That's jeopardizing other people's freedom. Shouldn't you be judgmental? If nobody could have been judgmental, then why do we have laws? We actually need certain laws in order to make sure that everybody is enjoying their lives and have the possibilities to better their lives, whether it's doing their business or interacting or enjoying. But that means they gotta use their judgment. So it's normal to judge people. You must judge people. Is the person next to me stinks? If I have that judgment, I go somewhere else. I don't want to be sitting around and have to be subjected to some other person's personal preferences of how loud to speak, what kind of words coming out of their mouth, what kind of hygienes they observe, how they interact, or what activities they're doing. It's all about judgments. So I consider that something that everybody should do rather than just be, oh, I should be non-judgmental. Why? 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 Am I not confident about my way to be righteous? Or not bothering anybody else? And am I not focused on how to affect the society in a positive way? Are we not all supposed to be doing that? That's the secret of having a good community and positive environment, right? So why shouldn't I be judging the ones who are not abiding by this code? Of course you should judge. Judge everything. Question everything. See if it's something you would be comfortable with or not. It is your life, your decision. You're not telling people how they should behave. You're just saying that if they don't measure up, I don't want to have anything to do with them. I won't vote in their favor, let's say. All right. I think I exhausted that. Dawn says, good morning, lovely Mehran, and good morning, lovely Dawn. Thank you very much for the kind word. It warms the heart. And there's a heart here. And Dawn says, I'm just getting ready to go to work and saw you were online. Have a super day, super duper day, and evening for you. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day, dear. And thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the love. And same back at you. Sid says, good morning, Uncle Mehran, male 31, Estonia. Hello, Sid. Good to see you here, dear. Oh, okay, looks like I'm behind the questions. S. Singh says, thank you for being you. Okay, that's the only way I can be, I guess. And he says, you have been a great resource through my breakup and getting more attuned with our psyche. After doing a self-audit of myself, I have truly learned a lot from you. Thank you. My pleasure, Singh. I appreciate your kind words and the fact that you're enjoying the channel and the contents. Once I would be able to change the channel's name to what should be, because I can't do it because Google doesn't allow you to change names sooner than 90 days from the last change of name. So once I change that name to what it should be, which would include discussions about movement of mind and the psyche more than before, because the channel's name kind of limits people to only join us when they have emotional problems, which will continue to be part of our mandate here. However, we will probably have more deeper discussions about the movement of mind, effects of thoughts, and the role ego, desire, pleasure, fear play in our lives, and the new ponderings that I do, the things that I write, then I could share with you maybe on live talks or on separate videos, but it will be more focused than before, than just about using the knowledge for relationships and how to handle those. So I'm glad that you're enjoying this kind of conversation. Hopefully we'll have more of it. Emmanuel says, don't forget my questions. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Emmanuel. I'm so sorry for... once I went to say hello, then it was... it just didn't... And okay. I'll be right... I just see if anybody... Yeah, okay, I have... Okay, let me... All right, now I can come back to your question. Sorry, dear Emmanuel. All right, Emmanuel says 1 of 4. Says, whether good or bad, since I was a child, I have never been interested in money. Because when you were a child, everything was provided for you. You didn't have need for money, I guess, perhaps. Nevertheless, we go on. The whole concept of it, to me, it has always represented lowness in the morality of man. Yeah, but it is not true. If it's overly, yes. But if it's not overly and is necessary, it is part of your responsibility to actually pay attention to bringing money in or asking money for your services, because no matter how classy, how high morals, how elated, or how whatever the word would be, we may be, we need to eat, we need to pay rent, we need money in order to pay for things that is necessary for our survival. So while I understand where you're coming from, this is how I was as well. But when you grow up further and further in life, you see that you're living in a society where actually money is very important for the lifestyle, that, or at least the fact that you don't want to need anybody else's money or anybody else, or you don't want to stick your hand out for a handout anywhere. You need to have money. So you need to work, you need to plan, you need to save your money, and you need to be independent by having money. So that part of it is okay. But if you become someone who's actually stepping on other people's toes, making money while costing other people their chances to make money, or cheating people to get money, that's a different story. Yes, that I can see. But the fact that the concept of money, yes, I wish we were living in a world that everybody had everything they wanted and we would simply live in a high standards. But that's not the world we're living in right now. Therefore, you got to change your attitude a little bit, do honest work, get your money, you need to eat, you need to have shelter, you need to pay for things, you need to clothe yourself, you need to have access to medical and other expenses. You want to have some enjoyment of certain things you want to buy. Well, unfortunately, we have to have money. So you cannot forget the economics just because your morality is way beyond that. We all have sensed that, but we all had to put up with the nonsense that is going on here in this world. There's no chance and no other chance. So that's one thing. And then 2 of 4, he says, maybe I say this because I'm too spiritual for the modern everyday citizen who comes to America for a better future, but I'm realizing that I just can't get away from this concept about money. Be careful that this is actually being spiritual, and be careful that you must meet the certain level of having money in order to be able to sustain your beliefs and your lifestyle. Believe me, if you don't have money, it will be hard to be spiritual even, unless you're a monk living in a monastery somewhere in China or Japan or wherever, and you don't, and the food is prepared for you, and everybody goes out expecting the community to help them, handouts or begging for money. How do you think they actually, or they have events and get money for it? That is the way we trade. So get that out of your head, otherwise you'll end up using that as an excuse to be lazy and never really do your best in progressing and getting the kind of job and the lifestyle that you deserve or you want your family to have, your future wife and children to have. You can't simply fill your tummy or their tummy by praying for them. Everything has its own place. Spirituality has its own place. But look, if I was supposed to talk with everyone on Skype for free, which I did that for about 3 years, just so I can help people and get the knowledge known and shared and then start the business. But if I would just continue doing that, what am I doing? Yes, I love to help people around the world get them out of pain, but I'm not a millionaire. I have to observe the economics of it. Otherwise, my time is going to be wasted in this life, and I won't be able even to further my knowledge because there would be no money. I would have to hustle around to find some finances in order to just have my life floating. So you must understand the balance. It doesn't mean you should be greedy, but you can incorporate your high values and your high moralities and higher than average understanding and spirituality. You can incorporate that in your services. For example, let me blow my own horn a little bit because I can't have any other example. It's best to example myself. I love to help people, but I have to get paid for it. And you guys all know that I've helped people for free every day. All the emails are coming and answered free, which of course they'll be stopped soon as the new site is made, because it just doesn't make sense. I can't be sitting around and doing all day long and just because I'm a nice guy. That doesn't work. And it also limits my ability to reach more people when there's no money. I can't do things, I can't advertise it, I can't announce it, I can't go around do any workshops. Money is necessary. But at the same time, I offer 2 hours instead of 1 hour. Or if you have a 1 hour appointment, if it goes 15 minutes, 20 minutes over, it doesn't matter to me, because that is the spirituality part. But the first part gotta be there. There must be an appointment. There must be exchange of economics, money, in order to make that time and effort viable. Otherwise, yeah, I can sit here and talk to everyone for free forever, but what about me? I'm no saint. I'm a human being with other plans that I want to help people, that's for sure. That's why I'm in this. But at the same time, I'm an individual too, that I have other things that I want to accomplish as well, such as food and accommodations and maybe travel or maybe this and that, so forth. So we all have to have a certain kind of a business. Why did I work in real estate for 28 years? Well, because I wanted to be able to buy toys for my son or whatever he needs, rather than just look at his face if he would say, I want that, let's say, I don't know, tennis racket, and I would say, yeah, but I'm spiritual. I will go beg for you. Is that the kind of father one should be? No. So you balance it. You want to do good. That's the spiritual part of your life. But you got to work and make money and make as much as you want, so you can provide for the people who don't have, or for your children. That's another kind of spirituality. Or you have a service, you can give a little bit more, like I do. That brings balance. Otherwise, there's a rule of mind and there is a rule of body. It's like saying I meditate and then I don't need to eat. No, it doesn't matter how much I meditate. It doesn't matter how many times I say hamburger, 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 hamburger. I still will be hungry, even though I thought of it so much. Or if I eat so much, that doesn't mean I'll become spiritual either. There has to be a balance, and then I've got it made. Same thing with economics. Spiritual, but the money has its own place. You need it. If you want to be really who you want to be in this kind of world that we have today. If it was a different world, okay, but it's not. So, adapt. And then says, I'm too spiritual for the modern everyday citizen. Comes to this country better future and realizing that I just can't get away with this concept of yeah. So 3 of 4 says, it will ruin my relationship with the world of which also part of aside from the spiritual one. No, it doesn't. You've got to bring balance. How can I address this problem? I just did. If you listen to what I said, it is a perfect justification for you to bring balance. You can be spiritual and at the same time be wealthy, or at least have a comfortable lifestyle. At least strive for it by understanding and appreciating the value and the meaning of money to your life. You're not making money because you want to have more than the other people. You're making money because you want a certain kind of a lifestyle and comfort for you and your family, and you should. That's your responsibility. What do you think the cavemen did? Well, I don't want to go out and think that I should have more grains because that's hoarding. So I will have just a little bit for today, and tomorrow I get up again 5 o'clock in the morning and go and come back at 6 o'clock at night, and I'll have a little bit more grain gathered. No, they would go hunt, they would bring the food, and they would, provide for others. There was no money then, but there was still work had to be done in order to gain something that would feed them, help them to survive, be warm, have shelter, all those things and so on. Same thing here. Now today we don't go hunting, but we're going to have money to go and buy the food. So, come to terms with it. Be balanced. There's no sin in making money and doing your best, and then help others. That's your spiritual part. If you really want to, go make money and also help others. Or whatever it is that you're doing, a little bit more of it. God knows how many free things I've done, but at the same time, I started learning that, okay, I have to be balanced. Otherwise, what am I doing this for? Yes, there's a spirituality part, but at the same time, I want to have a lifestyle. I want to make money off of it, because that's how we can continue our lifestyle and survive. Some are doctors, and some are bus drivers, and some are teachers, and some are lawyers, and some are whatever they are. And I happen to like to do what I do. Everybody does what they like to do, and they should be good at it and bring about an honest effort and then get paid for it too. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, we go to Lil Jaden. So, hi, Mehran, watching for... Oh, I got that one already. Am I repeating myself? And Muhammad says... I already discussed that too. So how far did I go here? Oh, I see, because I went back for Emmanuel. That's why I'm way back up there. There it is. Muhammad says, Uncle Mehran, since you know a lot about universal energy, not a lot about, enough, I guess. Not enough, I guess. Not a lot enough. Can you give us a small energy charging tip or advice or piece of rituals that help us charging our energy and be part of the universe? Yes, of course. You have all my books. I believe you do. In the book, Me, My Psyche, and I, between chapter 32 and chapter 40, there is a chapter called concentration meditation. It's called meditation. So if you look at that chapter, it will clearly tell you how to meditate. And when you do that, you understand your connection with the universe becomes stronger. Give it time and learn how to meditate. That's where the connection, the energy flow becomes way more than you ever experienced, because you never experienced it probably before, if you haven't. So that's my point. But there is really, unless I really do a meditation for you guys, which it wouldn't really help us to gather more subscribers, because who would be wanting to sit down and meditate with us when we're live? But that book, it's got your answer in there, Muhammad. And if you had any question, yes, by all means, then ask the question from it once you've read that chapter and tried it, and by all means I will then address it here. Otherwise, that will take like about at least half an hour just to discuss it. But I think the answer is already there. Once you learn that meditation, then I will talk to you about how that can be continuously done without you really actually realizing it during your day. Just imagine how wonderful it would be when you're doing your sport activities, you regain energy while you're spending it. Look, if you park your car, turn the engine off, turn the lights on, the lights illuminate using the energy of the battery directly. Eventually the battery dies down because it keeps turning that energy into light energy for the light bulbs to be illuminated. But it's sucking the energy out of the battery and eventually depletes. But if you now in the same car turn the engine on and now turn the lights on, the lights will take their energy from the alternators. This is constantly filling the battery, and it's not taking it away from the battery without being replenished. It gets directly from the electrical system of the car. I think that's how it works. So as long as there's gas in the engine goes, the battery is there charged up, and the light gets its energy from the alternator. And that's like, as long as we're alive, we can absorb and accept and hold energy like that battery of that toy, that when it depletes its energy, we plug it into the wall and the electricity will fill the battery again and it's ready to work in the toy. But at one point, the battery doesn't work anymore. It can't absorb. It's too old. The car, the same. Keeps going until the gas runs out, which you fill gas again. It's like the food that we eat, and we eat food again. But there would be a time that the parts actually cannot work anymore. That's when the car needs repair, or if it's beyond repair, then it's gone. Same thing with us. If you learn how to meditate, you will be using the energy from the universe that comes through you, rather than from the energy that you have stored while you were sleeping. You stored energy, you got up, you're vigorous, and you're using your energy until it runs out. Then it's nighttime, again you sleep and you fill up for the next morning. Now if you learn that meditation, so you can be doing your things during the day, whether it's sporting activities or whatever else it is, and you're not just using from the energy that you stored in when you were sleeping the night before, you're using the energy from the universe that is flowing through you automatically. So you'll have more energy, and you'll be less depleted at the end of the day, because you've been using the energy through the alternator, not the battery. In other words, not from what you've absorbed the night before, but from part of it from the flow of the universal key energy, which is happening all through the day, from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, and passes through you, and then you got a hold of that. So you have a little bit more energy in your sports, in your daily lives, just because you're not just relying on the limited amount that you absorbed through sleeping the night before. I guess you got the secret. All right. Singh said, Uncle Mehran, one more question. What are your thoughts on overthinking and how to become a decisive thinker? Well, overthinking it's got lots of tangents. Sometimes you're overthinking because you're afraid of the consequences. You go through what if this, what if that, what if that, what if, so you're aware of the dangers on the way of you committing certain action or making a certain decision. Like a chess game. It's not just the move that you make, it's the move that the other one makes, it's the move that you make after that, and the other move, and then so on. So you go 5 or 6 moves before you make your move. 5 or 6 moves ahead before you decide, is this a good move I might make or not. So part of overthinking is that. The other part is that it's part of your mind's job in order to make sure that you have considered all angles. And the other part is you start overthinking based on a bunch of things that it has nothing to do with the direct results of your decision, but it has to do with the cultural conditionings that you have received based on the opinions of the others, how it will look upon the image you have made out of yourself in your mind about yourself, that you have committed to make that decision. So it's not the decision itself, it's the conditionings that you have received, which that decision will trigger certain opinion and reactions of the others in the society, which you're conditioned to be observant of that, if it should or should not be the way other people would react to you. Therefore, your whole decision making is not based on its logics and should you do it or not, is based on your conditionings that you received all your life, and you're overthinking it because of that. So if you stop thinking about that, you'll make decisions easy. You say, hell with whatever it is, that I gotta make sure that I'm responsible for this decision. If it's good or bad, it's me. I'm not gonna be considering that my decision should also satisfy all Tom, Dick, and Harry's opinion about me. The hell with that. I just want to get to the meat of the matter and get the job done and make the best decision I can for my life and for the life of the people who are involved. That's it. I think that should give you the gist of it. Juanpa says, male 23, Costa Rica. Mehran, when you love a girl, despite of her physical entity, you can say that you bond with her in a consciousness level. Is it a question? Is there a question mark in there? Or how do you know when you bonded in consciousness level? Well, consciousness level, bonding on consciousness level, has a lot to do with observing each other's reaction and interaction in the reality of life beyond the physical connection. Physical connection is limited. You guys kiss, hold hand, make love, all about pleasure. Bonding on consciousness level have nothing to do with experiencing pleasure from each other. It has to do with the level of support, cooperation, intelligence, considering what brings the best results, seeing each other's conditionings based on what you've been exposed to, where you have been raised, how you've been raised, and all of that comes through time in relationship, seeing how you guys function in light of developments in life, challenges in life, how unselfish you become or you are, how caring you are about each other, how supporting you are towards each other, how you cooperate and find commonalities and decide together or back each other up, or on what tangent you do that, and based on what conditionings that you've received you do that. Through all these experiences, which comes through events of life, which comes through time, as the time goes on in your relationship, then you learn about each other's inner psyche, each other's consciousness. Because whatever you do, however you interact and act with the day-to-day life is based on your conditionings and your understanding and the information that's been accumulated in your consciousness. Because whatever you do, that's because of what you have gathered as in form of conditioning and knowledge in your consciousness. That has nothing to do with your physical interactions. So, and physical interaction can be figured out in a matter of a short time. You guys like each other's faces, or each other's touch, or each other's intimacy, or not. But the content of the consciousness cannot be emptied in one day. Oh, we both like that music. That means we're compatible. No! We both like, it's just like saying we both like chicken, or we both like, I don't know, vegetarian souffle. Oh, then we are meant for each other. No! These are just a fragment of whatever it is, that you like. Consciousness, there's so much different things in there which you can only understand them or observe them when the situation arises in life. It's not like you guys can sit and give each other a memory stick. Oh, this is my consciousness. Oh, that's mine. So let me go home and hear it, and then I will come back to you. No, not a such thing. It bit by bit comes out according to your behavior, reactions, and actions in daily life and in real situations of events of life. And then you will get to know each other's consciousness, and if you have bonded or not based on how you have treated each other, interacted with each other, given certain circumstances that can only happen through events of life. So I guess we can move on to Jesse. Jesse says, yes, you were right. Thank you for your answer. Now, by the time I get here, and I don't remember what the question was and what my answer was. Let's see. I see. Okay, the judgment thing. Yeah, of course. Good. And Leah says, hello, great to see you, Leah from Slovakia. Hello, Leah. Oh yeah, I remember, sort of now. You haven't been here for a while, I guess. And Juanpa says, Mehran, I support the idea of the new content and focus that you want to bring to the channel. It sounds amazing, and I hope it will bring more people to the channel. Yes, the channel's name would be what it should be, The Mind That Seeks Truth. That would be the new name, which goes exactly along with the site, the name of the site, and the name of my Facebook page and my Instagram. So I think, and also it explains what it is that we're doing here, which relationships and breakups is part of it. It's all about mind. Good relationships is not between physical entities. Physical entity relationships are really, really short. It's all about, relationship is all about the content of your consciousness. So in every tangent, mind that seeks truth is apropos. And Princeton says, hello, Master Mehran. Hello, Princeton. Good to see you here. Kamehameha. All those broken hearts. Yeah. And for instance, says hamburger, 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 hamburger. The force is too strong with Mehran. Thank you, Preston. Good to see you here, dear. Insidious Gamer says, hi, Mehran, 24 male. I have met a foreign student. Insidious, where are you located? Remember? Drop that in quickly so I can have a geographical point to imagine that that's where I'm talking to. I'll read your question right now, but drop in where you're tuning in from, so at least I'll get that right away. UK. All right, that's cool. So he says, Insidious Gamer says, hi, Mehran, male 24 UK. I corrected that. I just added that in. I have met a foreign student. She's told me she has a boyfriend, but went and had food together the other day, and now she has offered me to go London with her as a day out together. Yeah. So what? London, still in UK. So I thought, for a second, I thought that she's invited you to go to her hometown. I said, well, no, you wouldn't want to go there because she's probably just going to mean that you're a friend, and that's not going to really what you want, is it? So anyhow, Insidious Gamer says, I really like her and told her this, but she says she has a boyfriend. Obviously, what shall I do? Did you know she had a boyfriend before you told her you really like her? Number one. Number two, you guys better get a hold of your hormones a little bit. I know how exciting it is when you see a girl, like a girl, and you want to tell her I like you. But don't think just because she's pretty, she's also very smart or intelligent or understands your feeling. Most people don't have much confidence. When you suddenly in a short time come and tell them I like you, suddenly they think, oh, if he likes me, I don't think I'm much. Therefore, if he likes me that I don't think I'm much, therefore he must not be much. Therefore, I don't like him. So you don't just spill the beans right away. Oh, I like you. I love you. You're so beautiful. I don't know what to do. Don't just keep it into yourself and be a good friend. Get to know her. Go beyond the physical appearance infatuation and see who she is. And then you both might like each other, or you may decide, oh, actually, I was wrong. I don't like her because she looks good, but really, I can't stand her. So, but when you quickly say, I like you, not in the right time, not before you have sensed that she also, like, you haven't shared anything. Maybe if you would have gone to London first together, sightseeing and all that, and don't go overly nuts, just be yourself and, you know, let her be free and have her space, and at the same time enjoy, be a good guide. Who knows, maybe she would have also liked you, and then it would have felt normal or mutual after a while to say to each other that you like yourself. Well, as soon as you say it, what is she gonna do? She either likes you or she doesn't. If she doesn't, and she doesn't have a boyfriend, she's gonna say, I have a boyfriend. If she doesn't like you, but she has a boyfriend anyhow, she's gonna say, I've got a boyfriend. If she likes you and she has a boyfriend, she doesn't know what to do. It's a new area for her. She says, oh, well, I have a boyfriend. Or maybe she doesn't like you and she says, I have a boyfriend. But she obviously suggested to you to go to London together, so that means she's not like, you know, obviously she likes you. But we boys tend to think that if we tell a girl that I like you, it's like seal the deal. Now you're mine because I told you I like you. And she may not escape now because she knows I like her. She's not looking for somebody to like her. If she does, she would show you. But you just saying it, you think you're just reserving her emotions for you. You just keep that to yourself. relax about it. Go on an outing, be a good gentleman, be a good friend, and have fun, and let things build naturally. The girl, if he's, bombarded with emotions, then obviously, like most human beings, she will feel big-headed. Oh, really? You like me? Oh, okay. Well, but I'm in a relationship now. Whether true or not doesn't matter. But why do you find the need? Ask yourself, why do I find the need to tell her that? Maybe she doesn't like you. Maybe she does. Is it the right time? You should consider all these things. And girls usually don't come right out and say it just as soon as the guy says it. We can just wear our hearts on our sleeves and just simply because we're excited, the promise of intimacy, and she's beautiful and all that. That's all you need. You're programmed for procreation. You see some girl beautiful enough. Every girl is beautiful, but to your taste, you find that meets your standard. Suddenly you think, well, she's perfect, because you don't go beyond the physical beauty to see, does she qualify or not? So you say it. But the girls don't say that. Don't say that too often. They're trained not to. Traditionally they don't. And their feelings are not so exaggerated right away. They need more reasons to feel they like you or not. And one reason would be to get to know you. We, on the other hand, don't necessarily need to know them before we feel we like them, because most of our liking at the outset, before we know them, is physical. And that's not a difficult thing for us. Simple. Intimacy, pleasure, beautiful, sexy, that's it. We like him. What's there not to like? But they're not like that. They like you because you're a good person. They get to know you, the way you treat them, your behavior. The fact that you don't tell them I like you right away is also another condition there. Let's slip that in. So remember, next time, now you just go on, London, and make her feel safe. Don't be all over her and just trying to overly, attend to her and make her uncomfortable. Just be a good, cordial friend and show her town. That's it. Don't expect anything. Don't try to hold her hand. Don't try to infringe in her space. Just keep your space and be who you are without showing any emotional or intimate or romantic interest. Let her feel comfortable. Let her enjoy your company. And let her, if she decides to, to show you interest, let her do that. Let her take the lead on that. Why? First of all, she's a woman. She's a girl. You need to be aware of what makes her comfortable, what makes her uncomfortable. Just because she wants to go outing with you doesn't mean she's chosen for you to make advances of any kind or make her uncomfortable. Number two, because she said she has a boyfriend. So you just be a gentleman, back off until she clearly shows you a level of interest that warrants your attention. All right. He says, shall I still go London with her? Her boyfriend lives back in Taiwan, by the way. Well, she has asked you, and she may simply want you to show town and nothing more. And you can find out. You will find out if she's interested in you or just wants to use you as a guide and someone that she would feel safe with. Either way, be a gentleman. Take her to show London. Why not? What's wrong with that? it's her decision if she wants to further her relationship with you or not, whether she has a boyfriend in Taiwan or not. It's up to her. She's not married, and as long as you don't act inappropriately, and leave it to her to show the way in this particular friendship or relationship, it should be fine. All right. And be in tune with her wishes. If you, I don't know, I hope you will not do anything that makes her uncomfortable. But if you mistakenly or misunderstanding, I don't know, she says something, respect that and make sure that you will not feel. But if she feels that, she wants to spend more time with you, well, then let her decide that. You don't force it. You don't push it. She already told you she's got a boyfriend, so back off. But if she changes her mind, then you will decide what you want to do once she has expressed her willingness to be more than a friend with you. But as a rule, you always want to find out if the girl is in a relationship or not before you make any kind of a approach. And as a rule, that she has already told you that she has a boyfriend, then just don't talk about anything romantic with her anymore. Just don't. Just be a man, be a gentleman, be a friend, enjoy her company. She's a woman, she's a girl that you like. That's lovely, and that should be enough. You don't have to necessarily hold her hand or anything further. Just enjoy that. And the fact that she has told you she has a boyfriend, that also gives you a clue that be a gentleman and don't interfere with her relationship. Respect that respect her wishes. That's all. All right. Doina says, hey Mehran, you changed the time for your live stream, so didn't get to see you in a while. Nice to catch you live again. Thank you, Doina. But remember, I don't remember everyone's place where they're tuning in from, or male or female or age, so help me out here. Remember our protocol. The reason I came on tonight, because it has been, I think, 5 or 6 days that I haven't been on. And at the same time, my schedule was tomorrow at 12:30 Vancouver time. But because I want to increase the viewership, I'm choosing different time zones. And in order to reach places like India, Middle East, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, Japan, which we've never had anybody from Japan, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 4, 2 of them were trolls, and also New Zealand and so on. So I do it late at night on the weekends. But the reason I do it tonight, which is not a weekend yet, because Friday is a holiday, like a Saturday or Sunday in the West, is a holiday in the Middle East. And there would be more people available possibly on their Friday, which is a day of the week that they don't work usually. So maybe that will also give them more chance to join us, and we'll be able to extend our support to them as well. And Zoltan says, hey Mehran, hope you're good and the tea is good too. It's Mr. Consistency. Oh, Mr. Consistent, that is Rohan, yeah? From South Africa. Am I correct? Juanpa says, Mehran, you skipped my second question. Did I now? Let's go back. That was it. I don't have any more. It says, No, I did. I think I must have skipped, but I went back because now I don't see anything that is not answered up to here. Zoltan says, is there a chance you can give your email address again? Zoltan, anything you want to consult with me now should go through my site, because there's so many emails that I answer. I really now don't want to continue just everybody, you know, comes on. This live talks are free for everyone. That's when they can tell me this stuff. If anything they want to talk further than here, then the site has packages and so on, because then the economics should be observed, and then I should charge for the time and all that. You know, I just finished saying that economics are important, so I have to be blunt about it. You guys don't know how many emails I receive, and I answer everything. But soon, once the new site is on, all emails are going to be pay per email. So if you can't afford or don't wish to talk to me for an hour on Skype to make an appointment for that, then you can send your email, but that's going to have a charge of, I don't know, $10 or $15 for your question. Otherwise, there will be no way I can sustain this because not everything can be free. I hope you understand what I mean. But here, I have no apologies to make, because here, 3-4 times a week, I have free live talks. You guys can ask your questions, and as much as time permits, and if it's not too involved, I will answer them. As you can know, I have. So, now, and if you want to send me an email, if you go to my site, at the bottom of the Talk to Me for Consultation page, there's an email where you can, you know, simply send your question. But again, if it's elaborate and large, it won't be really fair to me because I make a point to answer everybody's email. I spend time and effort to discuss what they send me. But imagine if I get so many a day, how am I going to make money? And also free live talks, which, you know, if there were, you know, financing behind me, yeah, that would be perhaps okay. It would be for fun. But this is at the same time, should be treated as a serious business. So I can keep it up and be able to travel and meet you guys and have workshops and offer more of in-depth consultation and understanding on group sessions that you guys can, maybe somebody or entities could invite me, and these things could happen. But without money, I can't do any of it. I can only be here for a limited number of people once in a while. It won't be viable. So I hope it's clear without any misunderstanding. Vivi says, 30 male, California. Says, hi Mehran, I'm single for 2 years. Okay, now since divorce. Currently I'm falling for this girl that is also divorced but has a child. I'm really concerned on how to proceed. I can't offer much. What do you mean you can't offer much? First of all, how old is she? And how old is the child? When you say I'm really concerned on how to proceed, what is your concern? And when you say I can't offer much, what do you mean? And Vivi says 2 of 2 in terms of stability, because I'm arranging my life post-divorce. I'm studying, trying to change career path. I'm not ready yet to support 2 more people on top of me. Any thoughts, please? Yes. Be very blunt with yourself, and be honest with yourself and honest with them. If you like the girl and the girl likes you, but who says you're supposed to be supporting them? It's a relationship. Who said just because she's a female and you're the male and she has a child, you're supposed to support them? Who made that up? By the way, Vivi, 30 Kalfa, who made that up? Who put that responsibility on your shoulder? You're not married to her. Yes, of course, if you go out with her, you pay for the dinner and you pay for the expenses on that day. That's the gentlemanly thing to do. We are men. We are supposed to spend money on our date, on our girlfriend, when we go out, do something. But you're not supposed to support her life just because she's your girlfriend. She still has to be responsible to have her own job, her own finances, take care of her own life. What was she going to be doing if you hadn't come around? She has a child. She should have thought of it before she made all those changes she made in her life. She must have already thought of it. She must have a program in place, and she's meeting her and her child's need. You're not supposed to be thinking that suddenly because you like her, you're supposed to be a father figure now or a support figure. No. She has to have her own finances taken care of, and you have yours. Now, if it comes to the time that you want to be serious in a way to, I don't know, live together and all that, well, that's a different story. But we're not there, are we? Why are you going so far ahead? Maybe you, after a while, you get to know each other, you don't like each other, or you don't like her, or she don't like it, whatever. But in case I'm talking about you, so maybe you wouldn't even like her anymore. Why are you going ahead in your head? Why do you put so much conditions before you make a certain kind of a balanced decision based on liking a girl and she liking you and trying to make something out of it? Why does it have to be suddenly included that you become the support center for her? Maybe she's never asked for it either, has she? Maybe you're just imagining all that. Maybe she doesn't want anything more than just a boyfriend. She can, you don't have to be involved in her personal life. She can simply come out with you when she leaves, I don't know, the child with her mom. Yeah, so I don't have enough information from your little that you shared with me. S. Singh says, thank you and good night, everyone. Good night. Juanpa says, I'm sorry, Mehran, you didn't skip it. Yes, I didn't. No soup for you. Emmanuel says, when I met you, I thought you were a psychologist, lol, especially when you dressed formally with suit and tie. Ha, okay. Talking about psychology, how much do you think your knowledge shares with that field of science? Well, it's a big field. I guess anything you talk about the psyche could be a psychology, of course, but that doesn't mean that the information I have is an information that every psychologist have, or the information that I have makes me a psychologist. No, I'm not a psychologist. I have certain way of understanding my own psyche, and my elaborate research on that has helped me to combine it with my own understanding and internal search and research to analyze and be able to shed some light on what is most hidden and unnoticed. And I didn't come up with all that stuff by myself. I had certain experiences, certain things I learned from the masters who their knowledge traveled through other teachers and so on. through martial arts and meditation, understand the movement of mind and relationship between our body and mind, and between our energy and energy of the universe, and then further in different tangents of movement of the mind. I researched and studied masters of 100 years ago, and in the specific Mr. Jiddu Krishnamurti, and I spent a number of years researching his teachings. I never read any of his books, but I have analyzed and searched and watched and listened thousands of hours, if not thousands, more than 1,000 hours of his lectures, interviews, teachings, and then pondered on every single thing to understand it myself, not just to memorize it, to understand what it means and what's in a relationship with my own psyches. Role of pleasure, desire, fear, ego, and still learning. So, but I know that psychologists and quantum physics professors would gather around him, ask him their questions. And so I have benefited from all those point of views and discussions, and then for hours and days and months and years took that in my mind and walked along the beaches here, pondered late at nights, maybe 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning or earlier. It took me hours to just sit under the skies and ponder about things that he had said and I had listened to and pondered and applied it to myself, tried to learn it. But I don't consider myself a psychologist. I'm not. Definitely not in any academic way. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have certain research and understanding that I find it deeply interesting and use it to help people and share it with people. So that's where it is. But no, it is about psychology, but I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist of any kind. Vivi says the analogy you made with the vegetarian souffle. Oh, we both like it. We are meant to be together. Killed me. Yes, that's right. It is what most people make their decisions about each other based on what things they like. Oh, do you like... I don't know. Eggs Benedict? Really? Oh, me too. Oh, okay. You like biking? Oh, me too. Okay, we're meant for each other. Then 2 days later, oh, can't stand you. Because it's all in here. It's not visible. You gotta have the events of life bring the content of the consciousness out through your interactions and reactions and so on. Anyhow, Emmanuel says, last year I took a psychology class and I was surprised with how little it had to do with mental activities. I felt like most of it was about physical parts of the brain. Brian Downing says, I have been single ever since my breakup back in 2015. And I have anxiety and depression sometimes. And I still can't get over how my ex broke up with me. Anyway, you could answer. Just Brian, honestly, get over this. She wasn't an anomaly. Who gives a shit that she broke up with you? Who is she? That suddenly to you is representation of your worth and value based on she broke up with me, therefore my values are gone. Or she didn't break up with me, therefore I'm now Aristotle. No, you're still the same guy as you were before, whether she likes you or doesn't like you. Why? Because she's just a physical entity. She's no anomaly. She's not a god or deity. We are, as heterosexual male, we are programmed for procreation. Our hormones and genes, the way we react towards female, we pursue them because we're programmed to pursue them, to love them, to like them. But that doesn't mean because we like something that that something is better than us, or that something is a smart, or that something is anomaly, or that something is a god, or that something is the source of my value or devaluation. None. If you get that into your head, guys, Brian, I'm talking to you, then you wouldn't have any anxiety or depression. What for? Why do you give so much value to someone based on her physical appearance and her gender, just because she's a female, therefore suddenly she's what you should be seeking, the better than you, the anomaly, the deity, to worship? You have to understand, all that has nothing to do with her. It has to do with your programming. It has to do with your genes. It has to do with the way you're put together. What makes her qualified as a good candidate to be your partner is who she is, how she acts and reacts, how she behaves, how she treats you, how she treats the world, how positive she is for the society and the community she lives in, what kind of a positive outcome she brings and effects she brings, influences she brings to the world in general to make it a better place. That's what makes a person who she is, not the fact that she's got a nice pair of legs or she's got a beautiful hair or whatever else that turns you on. That's given. That's how you're put together. That's nothing to do with her. But you think the fact that she left you, it means, no, who is she that her choices will give you value or doesn't? Understand that. Therefore, you should not be anxious or depressed for that reason. If there are other reasons, well, talk to your doctor and have them, do a blood test and see if there's any chemical imbalance in you. If you feel you have depression or anxiety of that sort, they will help you. I'm not a doctor, but what I do say to you is that if it's not clinical depression or anxiety and things like that, then sort it out with yourself. That she was just another human being. Nothing more than that. She still farts and she still needs food, shelter, and money to work and have a lifestyle, and suddenly she can't become a god just because you're turned on by her. If you understand that, then you value her based on who she is, how her conditioning is, what her values and her consciousness is, how she's put together, what her conditioning is in life in relations to other things, how she affects you, how she treats you. Not based on just, I'm programmed to love a girl like a girl, and she was a girl and she left me, therefore I have no value, because if she would have stayed with me, then I knew I'm good enough. If she didn't, then I know I'm not. What kind of a nonsense is that? What did she accomplish in life that suddenly she became almighty or so important? What has she done in her life? You will see that you're just as good as she is, if not better. Just because you like her, that doesn't make her also qualified and high quality. You like her. You're a guy. You like any girl who meets your standards. So, hope that you're good, and check with your doctor and take care of that depression if it's something more than just a low mood of breakup. And if that's the case, then just deal with your understanding that breakup is not the end of the world. It's just telling you there's an opportunity for you to pursue other opportunities out there, which the life is abundant of it. There's so many wonderful, beautiful, kind, smart, intelligent women out there that there's no shortage of that. So, for that reason, you shouldn't have any low mood or problems alone. Now, Insidious Gamer says UK. Oh yeah, that's right. Brian Downing says USA. Okay. Doina says 29, female, London. All right, Doina. Good of you to share that with me. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Zoltan says, understood. Thanks for the live talk. My pleasure, Zoltan. I'm delighted that you have understanding of that point. Vivi says, she's 29, child is 5. So, and Vivi says, thank you, Mehran, for your answer. I appreciate it. My pleasure. I don't remember what my answer was. Am I getting old, or I'm just too involved with the questions and I forget what I said? It's good. If I want to retain everything, then it's just be too tasking, yeah? Nasro says, morning, dear Mehran. Nasro from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Hello, dear Nasro. Good of you to join us. Thank you for that. Vivi, I already read that one. And Rishan Mudli says, 35, male, Durban, South Africa. Thank you for your work, sir. You're helping me through a really tough breakup. Rishan, all breakups are tough. There is no easy breakup unless you initiate it. Like you're the one who breaks up. Even that is not that easy. Especially if you're a nice guy, which I'm sure all of you are. You will feel sad to hurt someone, or not be able to accommodate them. I believe all of us, if not should be, all of us, we care about women. We love women. We want to protect them. We want to bring good things to them. So it is always hard, if you're initiating a breakup, to break a girl's heart, which is not in our nature. We are designed as men to protect women, to love them, to care for them, to make sure they're comfortable and happy. So it is always hard for us also to break up with a girl. Okay, now Brian says, thanks for your answer. She was just using a very good person. She hasn't done a thing. I sometimes forget about it, but it all comes back to me. Sometimes I just can't get it out of my head. Well, because we as men, heterosexual male, when we think about our exes, the only thing comes to our mind, the first and foremost, beyond anything else, ahead of everything else, is our good times with them. Intimacy, loving them, holding them. And these are so powerful in us that it overshadows anything else we could know about them or remember about them. All the bad points, all the things that really made the breakup to become a breakup. We don't think of those. Even though if they were very nasty. But all we think is about, oh, just holding her. Oh, just she would smile at me, pleased with me, love me. All of that it's in our genes. We are men. We want to protect. We want to love a woman. And when it breaks up, all we can think about is all the good things about them, because that's how we are put together. People think about, human being thinks about good things about, relationships. They don't necessarily, one of the traits that we have is to forget the bad things, in a relationship. So when you think about your girlfriend, naturally you're going to think about all the things that you liked about her. But to balance it out, you must bring all the bad things that was going on that led to the breakup. All the things that she did that you didn't like. All the things that you thought it's not fair and it was there. And all the misbehaving and all the treatment that you received, which was less than perfect or less than desirable, you should bring that alongside with the good stuff that you remember of her to create that balance. And so you won't be creating all fictitious reasons for desiring her again. It is very important to bring all the files together, not just the lovey-dovey files, because that's going to recondition you to desire her again. As we talked about it before in many different talks and individual videos on my channel, which, by the way, all of you know there's over 1,400 videos on this channel now, and over 1,000 of them is about breakups or anything that you can think of after breakup. Pretty much, if you type in what it is that you're looking for in the search engine of my channel, something will come up. And what was I saying? I shouldn't have digressed. I forgot what I was what I was about to say. Can somebody help me? What was I saying? What was I about to say? You mean none of you were listening? Was I talking to myself here? Now, what was I saying? Somebody throw me a bone here. Yeah, so anyhow, it's important to bring that balance by thinking about the things that were not going well, because basically you are constantly thinking about intimacy, and naturally the most recent girlfriend comes to your mind, the one that you had feelings for, and of course when that comes to your mind, nothing else does. So you're responsible to bring all the things that were not good that led to that breakup. Now, I really don't remember what I was saying, unless one of you brings up. I knew I shouldn't have digressed. I just want to tell you there's so many videos on this channel that we talked about. What was it? Oh, here it is. Yes. We're talking about desire, because if you only think about the good things, then suddenly you will re-desire her. You'll refresh all the steps necessary for desire to be created. For desire to be born, there are certain steps that is prerequisite for desire, for desiring something, for desiring a woman, for desiring a relationship. And because you were already in a relationship with your ex, all the prerequisite, all the steps necessary for desire to take shape and be born is already recorded in your consciousness, in your memory. So when you think about the lovey-dovey stuff, the intimacy and all the beautiful memories that you have with her, all what is necessary for desire to take place are in that memory, because with the memory there are also emotional files which comes up when you remember the pictorial memory of certain events or experience in your relationship. There are emotional files that comes with it, and those emotional files contain the steps necessary for desire to be born for the first time, or to be born over and over when you think about them. And when they come up because you thought of them, not because you're experiencing all those steps necessary for desire to be born again right now, but because you remember them, but the mind doesn't understand that those emotional files that you're thinking about are not happening right now. but you get the effects of it. And because you get the effects of it, the desire is reborn and refreshed. And then you're in deep shit. Why? Because I don't know why I love her, why I miss her, why I want her, why I'm going crazy, why I can't stop thinking about her. Because when you think about what you think about her, the emotional files that has all the necessary steps for desire to take place also come up with it. And then you feel those, and therefore you think they're happening again. Therefore, again, you desire them. That's the cycle that you go through. So that's why it's important for you to definitely balance with all the lovey-doveys that comes to your mind, all the shit that was going on in your relationship, to bring that to a balance. And you remember, that's why, hold on. It wasn't all that wonderful that I'm thinking about. Those were parts of it. But there were all these parts that we decided, or she decided, or I decided, that we can't continue this, and we broke up. By that bringing to your attention, you'll balance it out, and you will not keep missing her, not knowing why am I missing her. That's why. All right. Now, that's right, Vivi. BBDCRT says, you helped me a lot during a really bad breakup. You're a very comforting presence. Thank you. You're quite welcome, dear. Glad you're enjoying the content. Nasro says, Mehran, I gained almost 60 pounds. You gained. Mehran, I gained almost 60 pounds. Was 120 pounds. So now I'm 180 pounds. Because of this school and the stress what should I do? I need to lose this weight. Any thought you can help? Yeah, I can. First of all, and if you want, this is what I have to say. You decide. Talk to your doctor. Make sure that you're healthy and everything is good. For following what I'm going to suggest, because I'm not a doctor, so you got to check with your doctor. Everything I say here is just my opinion. You guys got to do your own due diligence and check with your doctor, and before you do any diet or exercise. This is what I did. I lost about 22 pounds within 8 months. But the pounds were lost within 1 or 2 months. In the first month, I lost about 15 pounds. 10 to 12 pounds. Close to 15. And then I continued that, what I was doing. And this is what I was doing. I would get up and would have a couple of spoons of aloe vera. It's nutritious, no sugar in it, natural, pure aloe vera. And then, of course, I would have my protein shake, which was based on vegetarian basis, vegetarian protein shake, no sugar, no stevia, no nothing in it, just natural, au natural. And I would mix a little bit of crystallized beet from Germany. That itself, 1 spoon of it has about 6 grams of sugar, but it's natural, at least. I'd put a few berries, blueberries or raspberries or blackberry, just few, into the mix. Of course, mixed with water. And spirulina. I would add 1 scoop of spirulina in it. And shake it and drink it. That was my breakfast. And sometimes the breakfast would not be the shake, would be maybe 1 egg and 2 more eggs without the yolk, just egg white. My plan was to reduce my cholesterol, so I didn't want to have too much of it, but a little bit is good enough. So during the day, I would not eat anything. If I was hungry, maybe a few nuts or a few berries, that's it, but nothing. And at early afternoon, like maybe not early afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock, I would go to the gym and do a good workout and do cardio afterwards, and then come home and have beans. I would cook white beans. I forgot the name of them. It's like not navy beans, but they're white beans. I forgot the name. Anyhow, all beans are good, really. They're low glycemic number, and also, you cook them in water with some turmeric and with an onion and a tomato or two. Let it cook with no salt or anything. To me, it was delicious. I loved it. I just love that kind of food. And I would eat that after my gym. That's it. Nuts and some berries and stuff at nighttime. So naturally, the amount of calories I needed was 2,600 calories a day to maintain my weight. I would have something like 1,000 or 1,500 maximum. So every day I was dropping it. I was short 1,000 calories to maintain my weight, which is, in a week, I think every 3,000 calorie, I think it's half a pound. It's a pound. I'm not sure. But anyhow, within a short time with that regimen, and I did the gym thing about 4 times a week, and my eating habit though stayed the same even if I didn't do the gym. So just morning and nothing during the day, and then after workout I'd have that. No meat, no fat, no stuff. But I had like olive oil added to the beans when I was cooking it, because you need oil. And I had lots of supplements, all the good supplements: astaxanthin, CoQ10, magnesium, vitamin E, grapeseed, all the good stuff that I can't think of it. These are all on my table right now. So then, you will lose them. But you gotta stick to it. So I stuck with it for 8 months. And then, of course, when I got my blood test result, cholesterol was gone, was all normal. And naturally, because the weight loss, the blood pressure came down to normal again. And so you can rejuvenate yourself without any medicine and so on. For me, I'm not saying you shouldn't. You listen to your doctor, whatever that is. So think about it and stay with it. Stick with it. It needs discipline, but it needs you to interpret it to your life, to your health, to the quality of your life. And then you can do it. It's not impossible. But if you don't, the 180 becomes 280, and you don't want that. So I was 195. Within 2 months, I was 180. And then I dropped another few pounds. So 175, that's where I want to stay. But still continue not eating too much, but I eat meat a little bit here and there now. And still though, I'm observing what I eat, and still exercise same way. So here it is. That is your recipe. Juanpa, of course, I learned that from a gentleman by name Amen Ra. That's called Amen Ra diet, and he's quite knowledgeable, but you got to listen and be convinced yourself. For me, it was good. I don't necessarily do it as hard as he would do it. I did it what was good for me, and you should do the same. That worked for me. I don't know if it works for you guys, but it should. But again, always check with your doctors, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, Juanpa says, Mehran, I wonder what your ex-girlfriends think of your channel. I don't know. I don't know even if they're watching it or not. I hope good. Vivi says vegetarian souffle. Tomorrow I will make one. I am craving it now. Actually, me too. I guess I shouldn't have said it, because actually that's pretty delicious, I believe. Mark Hanna says, UK male 26. Hello, Mark. Says, does the brain or memory go back to the ex-partner when the new relationship ends? When the new relationship ends? Are you telling me you broke up with your girlfriend, then you got into a new relationship, then you broke up with the new relationship, and you're asking, in that case, would the brain or the memory go back to the ex-partner when the new relationship ends? Or does it just forget? I need a little bit more elaboration on that, Mark, if you will. Or are you saying when you break up, your memory goes to your ex? Elaborate a little bit more, if you will. I will come back to you as soon as you fix that, to give me the information I need to properly answer your question. Leah says, Mr. Mr. with the gesture of thank you. And the sunshine, thank you. And the love, thank you very much. It says, tell me why my ex now doing all the things with his new girlfriend and didn't do with me, because he learned it from you and knows now what he should do, perhaps. He's hoping to impress her, so he's doing everything that you desired or demanded or requested, or you taught him. So who cares? You should stop thinking about him. He's disqualified as soon as he left you. That's it. Have a little respect for yourself, Leah. Who gives a damn what he does with his new girlfriend? Who the fuck is he? Tell him to go lost, get lost. Focus on your life. You're the master of your life. You can command a good lifestyle or not. It's not dependent on other people to bring a good, happy life for you. You make yourself happy. Now, if this guy is not measuring up and he's gone to another girl, well, he can go. And you continue your life, build your life, bring happiness to you because of your accomplishments, because of what you create in this life, because of how you live. And then with that feeling, you will feel good about yourself. You exude that happiness and energy outwardly, and you will find someone who would be deserving of your attention, and you will qualify them to see if they are worthy of your love. And then you will be in a relationship with them. Forget about that guy. If that guy was any good for you, he would still be with you. If he's not with you, therefore, he doesn't deserve your attention. If he's not paying attention to you, he doesn't deserve to have your attention either. So, Brian says, when my thoughts come back again, what should I do? Come back again from where? About what? Guys, please do realize when I'm on the live talk and I'm answering questions, I don't remember what was the last question you asked me necessarily. Just because you remember it and I answered it maybe 10 minutes ago, but I've been answering other questions, and in my mind, I'm not searching for it. I can't find anything. So, especially because there's no faces that I can see to remember, oh, this person, that's question. It's all screen names, and screen names don't mean much to me. I just look at them and say, okay, somebody from UK, this age and this gender. That's all. So help me out if you clearly spell out the question so I can understand it. Nasra says, yes, my health is very good, no health problem whatsoever. Then go ahead and try what I said, but stick with it and do mild exercise and all that. Leah says, where is your tea, Mehran? Well, tea is here, but it's cold, dear. Ah, still good though. What time is over there at night? Well, right now is 1:25 a.m. I went over what I thought. I thought it's going to be an hour, but it's already 2 hours. And she says, you don't sleep, but spending precious time with us. I'm grateful. My pleasure, dear. Well, you know, this is what I have to do to help people around the world, which would help me or help the channel to be known. You guys will remember it, will watch the videos, will tell your friends, will maybe share the videos you like on your social media. That helps the channel to get exposure, and perhaps we get that closer to that 1 million subscribers that we are planning on, we are aiming for. So we're getting close every day by a few. So and Nasro says, I have to head back to gym because nowadays very busy and very poor eating. So you're right, before too late I have to go back my ideal weight. Thank you so much. Remember, it doesn't happen in 1 or 2 nights of going to the gym. You got to continue it, and don't overdo it. Just routine but consistent exercise 3-4 times a night, again provided that you're healthy and your doctor says it's okay. Just making sure. Mark Hanna says, yes, that's what I mean. I have a new relationship and we have recently broken up, and now I'm thinking about my ex. She keeps loitering around all my social media. Look, you can be thinking about anything, but doesn't mean you should accept your thoughts or follow your thoughts. Thoughts are there, and many of them are just worth nothing. It is you who gives thoughts reality. As long as you have not given the thought action, thought is not an actuality. It's just nonsense. It's just there, just produced, but you haven't turned it into action. Means nothing. Is not alive. And you shouldn't think of it as alive just because, oh, I thought of it, then it must be real, then I must pursue. No, you don't have to. I have one of my books called Transient Thoughts and Me. I've explained that in detail there. You know, just necessarily because wind blows and lifts off lots of things. That doesn't mean those things that are up in the air must mean something to you. They're just there. You gotta kind of, you know, dodge them. That's all. Doesn't mean just because it became visible to your eyes because wind lifted them up and now they become visible. Until now they were on the floor, on the grounds, you couldn't notice them. That doesn't mean now because you notice them they're actually supposed to mean something or you should follow them. No, you could see lots of things, but they could be garbage or nothing to necessarily pay attention to. Same thing with thoughts. Thoughts might be created for one reason or another. Maybe you're horny, or maybe you're missing some, or maybe you need you know, someone to tell you there you'll be okay, or some comfort, some support, some affirmation, or some, I don't know, intimacy, or just, you know, to feel good about yourself. But that's just thought. Doesn't mean you should act on them. Doesn't mean you should fall for the thought. Just see it and say, yeah, okay, I do. I like it. It's pleasant. But that's it. Treat it as thought. You don't have to turn them into actuality by giving it an action or turning into reality. The thought is a reality, but not necessarily truth. You don't have to follow it just because it came to your mind. So what? So your ex, she can do whatever she wants to do. You can block her if it annoys you, but build on your life. Be positive on your daily life. Do something. create something, accomplish something, part of your goals. Continue on your path to build your life the way you want to build it. While you do that, you feel happy. When you feel happy, then others will also be attracted to that energy that is making you happy. And that's when you have a better chance to meet new people rather than just sitting around thinking about the ex. Well, it's called X for a reason. X means no longer. So let her be. The memory of it should not be a reason for you to go and pursue her again because I thought of her. Well, you thought of lots of things. What, everything that you think about, you want to turn them into reality? What if you thought of shit? What are you going to do? You turn it around, go look for shit? No. Or to bring it to actuality? No. Lots of things come to your mind. You just notice it and move on. Move on with the now, with the present, with the actuality of life, with the happening of life. Make things happen, not to dream about it. All these dreaming about it steers you wrong, makes you go after something that you desire because of pleasure, but you really don't know why you want that person. And pleasure is not a good enough reason for you to want something. Just because pleasure makes you feel good doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. If that was the case, they would be also just be running around after pleasure all day long. But we know better, don't we? We want to build something, we want to create something. And out of that, then you will meet other opportunities, other possibilities, and things can happen. New things can come to your life in that way. Otherwise, you don't follow your thoughts. Oh, I thought of my ex, so I should now miss her. No. The thought of it, you thought of lots of things. You know? All right. If I ate everything that I thought of, I would have been 500 pounds by now. You can't be just following and turning whatever you think into reality or actuality. You can't do that. Just that's not the way. That's not what you're supposed to do with thoughts. Thoughts are there. Dime a dozen. They come up. You choose. You're the master. Not because a thought appeared, now I have to follow it. Now I have to do it. I have to listen to it. Oh, it's a holy ground. Oh, it's actually... No, it's not the truth. Thought is not truth. It's a reality because you thought of it. It's happening. It's created. But it's not truth. There's a difference between the two. It's a suggestion. You're not supposed to be so open to every suggestion. Otherwise, anybody says, okay, sir, how are you? Fine, thank you. Can you give me your money? Yes, sir. It's a suggestion, but you're not supposed to follow it necessarily. Same thing with thoughts. All right, you got the gist of it. Let me move on to Nasro says, are used to ruined 3 to 4 mile. Oh, run. I used to run 3 to 4 mile a day. No, I don't know nothing because I've become very, very busy. Now I don't do, okay, very busy. You're right, my life is very important than anything else. Anything, thanks so much. Oh yeah. Just continue a certain regimen that you choose, of your choosing, and be consistent with it. You'll lose the weight, but you got to work on it. It won't go away by itself, and you will, gain more and more. Don't let that happen. Naso says, love your tough love. Okay, thank you. Naso says, oh my God, I meant I used to. Okay, yeah. Okay. Loana Kiki, hello dear. Says, hello Mehran, very nice and fancy shirt you have. Well, yes, thank you. It's one of my favorite, I guess, leisure shirt. Not really that leisure, but it's kind of a little bit too much if I wear it outside. A little bit kind of, it's got the horse and the rider on it. But I like horses, so. Leah V says, as we confess here to you, feeling vulnerable, can you say something about yourself? I like to be connected to such a being as you are. Thank you very much, Leah. Sure, why not? By all means. But there's so much I've said about myself in these live talks, and some of them are actually in the form of separate video, says with the title of what about you, or something about you, or who are you, or something like that. I don't want to bore you guys right now, but I would love to tell you guys more about myself, but there's not much really here that would make any difference to what you guys are dealing with. And I really prefer to be of some kind of a solution to your challenges rather than just telling you about me. Obviously, I'm 63 years old, and there's lots of things that have gone in my life, different experiences, different journeys that I had to take, and it could be a thick book of its own, but I don't think, you know, but for a certain amount of it, I've shared some things here and there, but I will try to do more for sure, Leah. If you agree, not tonight, because I'm kind of not in the mood to talk about myself. I want to see if I can do more for you guys, and then and also, you know, having come from the gym and still a little bit kind of on a little bit mellow-ish kind of so I don't want to kind of the story of me is a long story. I mean, it's lots of tangents to it, so maybe some other time I can share some parts of it when you guys specifically ask for a certain tangent of it. And Leah says, haha, once my guru on satsang said, your next is your ex. So true. Loana Kiki says, who had a trembling hand and clicked unlike? Ah, did they now? Who clicked unlike? Our deal was, if you like it, click like. If you didn't like it, don't click nothing. Just move on. Say good night. That's all. You're not forced to be here. But don't worry, dear Loana. I have realized that I do have some trolls here and there, and some people who simply don't enjoy the channel, or they don't like to see what I do. Could be as simple as the fact they don't like me to drink tea, because I remember there was a couple of people who actually argued, why do you drink tea when you do a video? I said, well, gee, what the hell is that? And then one of the other subscribers answered them back on their comment that, what the hell do you mean? I mean, you go make your own channel and don't drink. Mehran likes to drink. And I said, thank you, I appreciate that. So I'm sure there are still some of them around, and I do see once in a while they put a thumbs down. They probably don't even watch it. They just put thumbs down. All right, now let's see what else we have here. Oh my goodness, we hit the bottom. All right, we have met our quota here. We've answered all the questions. And at this point, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time, sharing it with me, letting me to share some opinion with you guys. I love you all, and thank you for being here. I look forward to talk to you again, hopefully tomorrow at 12:30 Vancouver time, or, you know, a little bit maybe later, depends on, I guess, how my day is going. And I hope to talk to you soon. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.